Happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Ram Ashram Satsang practice session, where you'll learn a modern Satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Eddie, and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I'd like to give a brief introduction to this practice session. If you'll direct your attention towards your screen, you'll see that the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our life. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important element of Satsang. When we meditate, we withdraw consciousness from worldly objects and direct it inwards to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, thereby allowing us to obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of Satsang, inner Satsang and outer Satsang. An example of outer Satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer Satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but only through the practice of inner Satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. The Satsang that you will learn today is an inner Satsang, where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These practice sessions are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these practice sessions, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but only through the practice of inner Satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice Satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy, which we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The agenda for today consists of 3 sessions: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a Satsang topic, the founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instruction will be given on how to meditate, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you have the opportunity to ask questions, or there'll be a panel discussion. And now, I'd like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of Satsang experience. He's the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ram Ashram Satsang. He was born into a Satsang family where he experienced his family members obtain states of enlightenment and lead lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating Satsangs. And during that time, he experienced the positive effects that Satsang could have on mankind. And upon arriving to the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate Satsang for local Satsangees. He has worked with team members to translate important Satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make Satsang more available to Western and English-speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating Satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of Satsang as taught by Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Thanks, Eddie, and happy Tuesday, everyone. So today, before we practice, I just ran into this story. So once upon a time, and this is in ancient Greece, somebody came up to Socrates and said, do you know what I just heard about one of your students? So he said, okay, hold on. Before you tell me, I would like to perform a simple test. And the 3 C's test, basically, so before you say a word about my student, take a moment to reflect carefully on what you wish to say by pouring your words through these 3 tests that he, so first was, the test of the truth. So are you absolutely sure, without any doubt, that what you are about to tell me is true? The person answered, well, I'm not actually, I just heard it recently, etc., etc. And then, Socrates interrupted him that if you don't really know whether it is true or not, then let us try the second test of goodness. So are you going to tell me something that's good about my student? Then this person was like, well, no, on the contrary. And he said, okay, so you want to tell me something bad about him, even though you're not certain if it's true or not. So, okay, you may still pass the test though, because there is a third one of usefulness. So is what you want to tell me about my student going to be useful to me? And then the person finally said, no, maybe not. So finishing the lesson, Socrates said, well then, if you want to tell me something that's neither true, nor good, nor useful, then why bother telling me? It's like, I was just, ran into this and I'm like, how we waste our time. And, the author was saying that if we could just perform this test, surely the world would be a more peaceful and silent place. But anyway, that's what it is, not really. And that's why I think one of the things that I'm trying to share is silence can be your friend. Silence can be very powerful. Silence can do wonders if done in the right way. And that's what this practice is all about, simply said. It's like bring just, and it is not about being silent all the time. It's just at least take your time to ground yourself, to slow down, to reflect, contemplate, and that itself can change the way you perceive things, the way you look at things, and that could also take you and us to a place which could be said as the light, love, and peace in abundance could be achieved within. So we'll talk about that. Let's practice. So it's all about, actually experiencing that. So turning your focus inwards, trying to think, and I think as soon as I said trying to think, it's like, oh, maybe we want silence rather than thinking. So move from multitude of thoughts into one observation. Maybe that's the only thought that should remain. And that concentration brings multitudes of mental powers that eventually will start showing up. But again, it's all about practice, inculcating this practice into your daily routine, into your lifestyle, will slowly bring this inner happiness, inner peace as well. And, we have talked about some of the benefits, etc. But today, I think let's get into the practice itself. So, number one, relaxed posture somewhere, a posture in which you could stay still and calm without strain for the period of meditation, which is, about 20-25 minutes. And eyes lightly closed. So both these things, like keeping a relaxed posture and still posture and eyes lightly closed, is to keep the sensory distractions away. And now we focus our mind on the presence and the connection to this transcendental energy that's right here, right now with us, in form of light, and it's entering into our heart and then distributing throughout our body. Mind will wander away, which is natural. And as soon as you realize that mind has wandered away, you bring it back. Bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, or this observation of, or feeling the presence of this transcendental energy, which is in form of light, and that's entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and that we are becoming completely immersed in this light. So we are becoming the energy. And just imbibing, refreshing ourselves with this energy morning and evening before you get into the daily routine. And once so refresh yourself up front. And once you have, been through most of the day, clean out the negative energy with imbibing and instilling into yourself this positive and uplifting energy. And so that's just done 15-20 minutes morning and evening can just be amazingly powerful and transforming. So I'll just repeat one more time. So we'll have music to start with, then we'll meditate in silence, and then we'll transition out with music. So comfortable, relaxed posture where you can sit still for the period of meditation, eyes lightly closed, and then think of the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light that's entering your heart, distributing throughout your body, and you are becoming completely immersed in this light. Let's start now. So happy Tuesday, everyone. Yeah, I was just thinking, a few minutes of silence every day can, not only bring some health benefits immediately, it calms you down, grounds you, you know, it actually regulates the breathing, reduces the stress, worry, anxiety, etc. Definitely, but in long term, I think the way we try to manifest transcendental energy, that has its own positive benefits. And so your inner happiness and your behavior should getting better over time. So, yes, we should probably speak, with those three tests. Is it true? Is it good? Is it useful? But I think all questions are definitely, fit that test. So any questions, comments, and I think we need to share what we're feeling, what we're observing, experiencing, just for the sake of everybody else as well. So good to.
Hi, this is Gina.
Gina, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I,
I'm
off and on, you get into these office situations. So it has been very busy and kind of up and down, but I think that is when I feel that, this helps.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's funny you say that because I do taxes, so I'm just coming out of a very
Lot of
busy.
very busy, a lot of busyness in some ways is good, but then when it goes beyond a point, then it becomes not so good, right?
And I'm just now finding that peaceful time coming back. I kind of, this was so good for me through some of the busiest times up until it got just crazy, at the beginning of April. And then I kind of zone out of everything. It's just so nice to be back to it. So I appreciate your being here. It is super helpful. Just as you said, to center you and kind of just bring you back to that peace and letting go of the regular day-to-day anxiety. It's super helpful.
So I always, when somebody says something, all these years you have been practicing and interacting with people who have been practicing and seeing what works and what doesn't work in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So my question would be, what is interesting is that when we are busy, and even when we are crazy busy, I think a few minutes of silence and meditation is more important than.
Yes.
So
No, I definitely agree with you. But sometimes when the busy becomes all
it's like so difficult.
so difficult. But yes, you're absolutely right. Finding that time is essential.
Because see, I think it's almost like I feel like it's like a cultural pressure, which sometimes maybe we would do that, but it's just so I actually just recorded a couple of videos on the significance of silence, and I feel it's underrated and almost like this significance needs to be understood more, right?
I wish more people could receive the
Yeah.
message and just kind of try it. I think
Agreed.
it's such big benefits.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad that to see you here again. Hopefully now that tax
Yeah.
season is over, you can, I always feel that the energy here and helping each other out is what we do when we participate in a group. And Jackie, good to see you again. It's she was there in one of the in-person sessions we had recently, and glad to see you here. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Good. I wanted to check in. I've been extremely busy too. I'm a school teacher, so we're in the final month of the school year, and we had a blood drive today that I was in charge of that got to completion. So that was good. I think there was a lot of positives came out of that. So
yeah.
It's just a hectic, chaotic time of year, and I coach some junior high kids. I coach baseball in the spring, and so it's been a lot of late nights and so forth, but I've been trying to catch some of the YouTube videos when I can, and hope to get back to these meetings more regularly when June 1st rolls around and school is out. So, but I think about these things all the time, and just in a genuinely good place, I feel like. So I do CrossFit exercises at 5:15, anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. Right now I'm just trying to maintain 3, but in those exercises I've been trying to incorporate little mantras and things where if you're rowing, my mind just kind of is at ease, I guess. And so I think about these meetings, and it helps me to find peace, even exercising and finding calm in that. So but I do miss the group, and I wanted to check in. I got here late today, but just wanted to touch base and
good
connect.
To see you. Good to see you. And it's the collective energy is very infectious, and everything you're talking about, everything you're doing, I think it's giving back to the community in so many ways. So it's a great opportunity. I think to me, this is also, just things that, I have learned and I have found to be useful. So anybody, who finds it, it works the similar way for them, glad to share.
It's just good to connect with the group again tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Hello, Jeff, Lynn. And I don't get this name, but maybe does any one of you want to share any thoughts? Please do. And we're almost on the top of the hour. So Eddie, want to wrap it up for tonight?
When we achieve the ultimate goal of Satsang, and that is attaining or being a part of that ocean of bliss or joy or happiness, our hearts are pure and calm. And we want to reflect that every day in our livelihoods. And so that's what we should strive for, having that feeling of peace and calm in our heart. When we participate in the activities, basically like what you described as gossip, we create these disturbances within our heart. which result in mental disturbances and also uneasiness and unhappiness, really, and displeasant feeling within us and with ourselves, actually. So it's very harmful in its effects. So as Sanjeev ji has explained, that when we refrain from doing that, we allow ourselves to progress in a positive or upward manner, and we don't slow down our spiritual growth. So if we can remember what he told us today, be very helpful in us going forward. And it's just something that we can apply every time we think about opening our mouths, and asking ourselves, is this the right way to respond? Is this the correct action or correct way of speaking? Just to take that second or pause or moment to act as a check on our actions and our speech, to make sure that we're doing the right things, so that we can maintain that peaceful state of mind that we're looking for. And what you described today is just a very good way of doing it.
Very good. So Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, the link remains the same. I think, some of the, maybe Shivangi, if you could share the YouTube channel as well. And, everybody is welcome to join those group sessions whenever you get time. So Gina, Steve, thank you so much. Jeff, Lynn, hello. And Jackie, and Nayeli, I think, so glad to have you all here. Have a great week ahead. We'll see you back here soon. I think we are planning in person in, Vienna, Virginia Community Center, May 27th. So we'll give more details as things firm up. All right. So great week ahead, and see you all pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Namaskar.